Hello everyone, it's Katie from So Old Fashioned, and I'm feeling much better this weekend, so I can finally share with you what I made in August and what I'm planning to make for the rest of September. So let's get into it. Why don't we start with what I'm wearing, which is Simplicity 2154. I've made this before in just plain black. I love this top, obviously. That's why I made it a second time, and I'm planning to make it many more times because it has a giant bow on it. And you can make it in polka dots, which I'm still obsessed with, as you'll find in my plans as well. This is a really cute and easy make, and it just looks fabulous. You can make it stand out a bit with magenta and white polka dots, or you can make it blend in a bit with black or just something plain, so you can do whatever you want with it. And I found the best thing about making it a second time after probably a gap of a year or more is that I could compare it with the previous version and see that, hey wow, I'm actually making some progress in my sewing because this is made at a much higher level than the other one. I'm loving it. The first time I wore it to work, people were like, did you make that? That's amazing. Like, yes I did. Thank you. So I highly recommend this. It, as you can see, comes with a couple of other garments you can make with it. It's a very thick packet of pattern, and you can make a skirt and a jacket and a cardigan, and maybe I will make one of those one day, but in the meantime I absolutely love this top. And I made a top, finally a top to go with all the skirts that I'm making. And because it's actually really nice today, I can wear it with one of my summer cardigans, and that makes me very happy indeed. My second make is the top that Madam is wearing, which I wore in my video introducing So Old Fashioned actually. And it is from this fabulous cotton stretch knit. I'm really bad at remembering what fabrics I've used, but it's some sort of knit fabric covered in glasses. And this is, again, McCall 6964, which I absolutely love. And this is the long sleeve version. And I mentioned when I wore it in my video that when they say long sleeve, they really mean long sleeve. Now I have a long torso compared to the rest of my body, which means I have long arms to match it. So if I make a long sleeve garment and the sleeve sits about here on me, on the ordinary person with normal proportions, it'll probably cover your entire hand. If you're planning to make the long sleeve version of this and you don't have a long torso like me, I would recommend just chopping it off to the place that you like on your arm. I don't mind it being a little bit longer actually, because I hate being cold, even though I love winter, so I actually like the little bit of extra coverage that it gives. But the thing about sewing is that you can make your sleeves whatever length you like, and you can do that here. I'm just lucky that it seems to have been designed for long torsoed people, so it's worked out beautifully for me, because normally I have to lengthen everything in the bodice to make sure I don't have empire line all over the place. The thing I didn't pay attention to with this one is the neckband, because the first time I did the neckband I just chose a stripe from my fabric, so it didn't matter, but this has the print all over it. And if you were to look really closely at my neckband, you'd notice that the glasses are upside down, which can be rectified quite easily by putting the neckband on the other side, which I have done on all future garments. But just something to be aware of before you sew things. Have a look at how it's going to look after it's sewn. But I was obviously not stressed enough about it to change it, because if you're that close enough to look at my neckband, then, well, we have other things to discuss really, don't we? And since these are sitting here, let's go on to my underwear for August, which is this really cute little penguin print and minion undies, because why not? You make your own underwear, you can choose whatever print you like. And my other make for the month you saw me wearing in my introduction to Nelly, my Singer 201p, and that is my moneta in this, again, can't remember the fabric, but it's a really cute print with polar bears in the forest, which, if you know anything about polar bears, makes no sense. But it means there's a lot of topic for conversation. Why are they in the forest? Is it global warming? Are they on the island of Lost? Who knows? But it's super cute, these little white bear families walking through the forest on this lovely print. And I did not expect to love this dress so much. I saw everyone making the monetas during the moneta party, and that's what inspired me to get into it, because I was never really inspired by the picture on the pattern cover for the moneta. I thought, I don't know that that would suit me, but it really does. And I love making knit dresses now. It's a fabulous thing. And the other day at work, someone said, well, you wear that dress a lot. I'm like, oh, do I? Whoops. It's a nice dress they went on with, thankfully. But so I'm making another moneta. That will be in the plans section. The only change I made with this is that I did a neckband, because I don't like the idea of just rolling over a collar because of the shape of it. I know with knit it would probably go better, but I like the look of a neckband, so I have a little neckband inserted there. I didn't do any twin needle stitching, even though I bought twin needles with my voucher to use. I couldn't be bothered. Sorry, I couldn't be bothered. So I just got my little zigzag top stitching, and that just looks cute enough. I'm happy with that. I lengthened this by at least an inch. It was probably more like 1.5 inches, because again, long torso, and I really didn't want it sitting higher up on my body. I wanted it sitting at my waist, the waistline sitting at my waist, let's be specific, and it does, and I love it, and it has pockets, and that is great. And that is pretty much everything I made in August. I did start some other things which I'm finishing off in September, and we will discuss those in just a second in my plans. Okay, my plans. So September is almost half over. No, it's 2/3 over. Where have I been? So I've actually done some of these, but I do have a lot to work on before the end of the month. Well, I plan to make a pair of underwear out of this origami underwear. Origami underwear? Oh my god, that would be amazing. Origami animal, harder to say than you think, print. So I have already done that. Just pretend you haven't seen that when I come to my September makes. I need to finish off this skirt, which is another Vogue 1990, my favourite skirt pattern with these lovely pleat details. This is some sort of wool woven-esque fabric that I got secondhand, and oh my god, the way it takes a pleat. It's just, that stayed so sharp since I first put them in. It's amazing. And because I didn't have enough of this fabric to do everything, I actually cut out the facings, which is actually required by the pattern. It suggests you have a contrasting fabric or a different one in the same fabric as the top I'm wearing, because I have a lot of that. Oh, I also bought that from the second-hand shop. I also have that in the pockets as well. Oh, the pockets on this, they're so nice. They're such good pockets. But what I need to do on that is the zip, which I'm going to hand pick. And I also need to finish all the seams, because I sewed most of this when I was at my parents' place on my new Singer Blue Magic sewing machine, which I love so much. I miss it because I left it there, and I didn't have all my sewing paraphernalia, so I thought I will leave the finishing of the seams to future Katie. And future Katie is here, and she's not happy about this arrangement at all. But I'm thinking I'll probably just fold them under and catch stitch them, because it's so good. This fabric works really well for that sort of behaviour. I've done that on the hem, and if you were to be right here where I am, you wouldn't even see a thing. As far as you could tell, it's a magic hem of amazingness. Oh, and you can see the polka-dot bias binding that I used for it, because obviously. So I need to finish that skirt in September. I have a couple of things I'm finishing off, to be honest. My knitting, there are 3 things. I don't know if you remember my amazingly magenta cardigan jacket thing that I made a few months ago. It still doesn't have buttons, because I love all hand sewing except buttons, and it's been sitting on my other mannequin for longer than I want to think about, with no buttons. So I just have to sew 6 buttons on and it's finished, so I want to do that. The other projects that I'm finishing off were started, one was started last year and one was started this year, and I stopped work on them because they became seasonally inappropriate. The one that I have closest to hand is my cable and lace patterned cotton t-shirt, and this is the second sleeve, so that's very close to being done, and I really want to wear this. It's such a neutral colour, it will go with all of my pattern skirts. That will be fabulous. The other project is this 1940s pattern with this fabulous sort of cable detail across there. There's one down there as well. And I just needed to finish a sleeve off on that, because it was getting to summer when I was finishing that, and thought I want to focus on things like summer cardigans instead. So I need to block the sleeves and then attach it all together, and I again will not be able to wear it because the weather is now getting warm, but it will be finished and that will feel good. And my other plans are sewing. And this is the sleeve for the moneta I'm currently making. Decided to make the little short sleeve one for the warmer weather. I think it will go so well with this cardigan. It's just perfect. And another one I have which is pretty much in these colours. So it's going to be great. And I'm already making progress on that. This is literally the only bit that isn't pinned to something at this stage. I also want to make a skirt and a top from some fabric I got from secondhand shops recently. If you follow my Instagram, I posted this on Saturday, but it's 2 knit fabrics and one's this amazing bright blue with large white polka dots because polka dots, still obsessed. And the other is this huge amount of a nice grey knit fabric as well. And when I took the photo of them for Instagram, I thought, they work so well together. I need to make those polka dots into a skirt and the grey into a t-shirt and they will just be amazing. And I don't often get outfit ideas in my head. I'm just so excited to make these things. So I want to get on with the moneta so I can make the t-shirt and the skirt. The skirt is just going to be a basic sort of dirndl skirt, but I want to make it elasticated because I don't know, elasticated waist skirts in summer seem to work. They just seem right to me for some reason. The t-shirt I'm planning to make from this fabulous pattern from 1977, square-necked raglan t-shirt. So I've already traced out the pieces. Then hopefully the weather will keep being nice and warm like it is today and I'll be able to wear it and it will be amazing because polka dots. Oh, they just make me happy. And thank you to everyone who keeps subscribing to me. It's still thrilling to me to get to these emails saying such and such has subscribed. So thank you and welcome, and I hope you're not regretting your choice right now. I hope all of you are having a fabulous time. I'm so jealous of all you Northern Hemisphere people heading into autumn, but it is nice to see blue skies and the lack of rain. It's just nice. It's just pleasant. But in the meantime, keep up all your good work with your sewing and knitting, and I will better go because I've got a lot of sewing and knitting to do myself. I will catch up with you all again next week.